Welcome to another episode of our live stream, My Journey to the Trinity. My name's Hussein. Happy to be with you. Happy you could be with me. And yeah, just been watching kind of some of the news stuff that's going on. Hello, Abla. God bless you. Hello, Emmanuel. Lord bless you, brother. And really, oh yeah, there's so many crazy theories going on right now about these two guys. Well, it's not. These are the two guys who are alive. There's also another shooter, the father of the guy on the right. Now, this guy's name, um, Nadim, Nadim Akram, and he came out of his coma, I think, today. He was the main shooter. He was standing on the bridge and shooting at the Jews like they were, while the police were, I don't know, frozen in terror, unable to do anything. But then this guy, Ahmed, from Syria, a Muslim also, came up and ran after this guy's father and wrestled the gun away from him and used the gun. And I mean, this guy was an amazing hero. This guy was truly an amazing hero. And praise God for what he did. He probably saved many lives. And the father was the one that he wrestled the gun away from a rifle from the father. And the son continued shooting, and I think he shot him. He shot this guy twice. He was shot twice in the arm. And but he is an international hero, and he really is. He really is a hero. Thank God for him. Thank God he did the right thing. And but the only question I have, and I've been hearing today a lot of stuff from that a lot are saying, see, this is true Islam. This guy is true Islam. The guy on the left, the hero. But what about the guy on the right? Is he a true Muslim? Who does Allah value more? Who does Allah value more? Um, that's the question is, who is the real Muslim? Which one is the real Muslim? Now, I'll just say, I know there's lots of Muslims who are very wonderful people who would have done what this guy on the left did. I know that. I know them. I know some of them. And, but my question is, what does the Quran say? What does Allah say? It was this guy following his book, following his prophet in stopping the this father and son duo. That's kind of the question. Which one was the truer Muslim? Who was being truer to their book? Now, there's one guy, I heard him on internet today, and he came on and said, see, this is true Islam, what this guy did. And what he pointed to was Barack Obama's favorite Quran verse, and almost all politicians in the West, their favorite Quran verse is this one, the only one they know. It's that is why we have ordained. You know what? I can't stand Mustafa Khattab. Let me go down to Hilali Khan. Because we have ordained for the children of Israel that if anyone killed a person not in retaliation of murder or to spread mischief in the land, it would be as if he killed all mankind. And if anyone saved a life, it would be as if he saved the life of all mankind. Okay, so and this is the verse that the guy on the internet today. He was with Adam Seeker, and he said, "See, this is true Islam. It says he who saves a life, it's as if he saved all of mankind." And so he's saying that this is true Islam. What this guy did, what this guy on the left did, is true Islam. He's saving a life. Well, the thing is this verse, which is quoted a lot on CNN. CNN loves this verse. Barack Obama loves this verse. But it says, because of that, we ordained for the children of Israel that if anyone killed a person not in retaliation or murder, it would be as if they killed all mankind. And if anyone saved a life, it would be as if he saved the life of all mankind. And of course, that's a quote directly from the Talmud. I'm not sure it's the Talmud or the Midrash. It was on Schindler's List, if you remember, at the end of Schindler's List. It's not in the Bible, but it's supposedly based on the story of Cain and Abel, where when Cain killed Abel, it was as if he killed all mankind. How is that? Because he killed not only Abel, he killed all the children who would have come from Abel, and the future generations of people who would have been born. And so they're saying that whoever killed, because this quote comes in relationship to the story of Cain and Abel in the Quran. And but of course, Muhammad took it from the Jewish, mythical Jewish stories in the Talmud. Okay, not necessarily from the Bible. But this quote is from the Talmud, very famous quote. And but it's in the Quran. It made it into the Quran. It says, because of what we ordained for the children of Israel, that if anyone killed a person not in retaliation or murder, it would be as if he killed all mankind. And if anyone saved a life, it would be as if he saved the life of all mankind. ABC. Yes, the Mishnah. Okay, thank you. Houston got it. It's from the Mishnah. And by the way, Mishnah is one of my cousins. No, I'm just kidding. Sanhedrin 4:5. Thank you. But this guy came on today and he says, see what this guy did, what the first guy did, the hero guy, that is true Islam. And we thank God. We really do thank God for what this man did. He is a hero, and he deserves all the good things that's coming to him. And he's got a lot of good things coming to him. They've raised millions of dollars for him on GoFundMe. And Netanyahu said that he's a hero. And they said if there is it was in the newspaper. Let me see if I can find it. It said if there was a Jewish Nobel Peace Prize, it should go to this man. All right. Let me see. I don't see exactly that story, but they were saying yesterday. I mean, Netanyahu himself. Let's just see this together. I mean, the guy is truly a wonderful hero. Thank God for him. And let's just see what this is from the Jerusalem Post about this guy. Okay, Ahmed, Muslim man who disarmed the Bondi Beach attacker. In a moment of chaos and danger, he stepped forward without hesitation. The sponsors of GoFundMe, Car Hub, Australia, wrote on the page. This is him. This is the wimpy, uh, useless. No, just kidding. Prime Minister of Australia there, whatever his name is, or South Wales Premier. I guess that's not the Prime Minister. It says a crowdfunding campaign to support Ahmed El Ahmed, the Muslim fruit seller. He's a fruit seller shot after disarming one of the men who was attacking a Hanukkah event in Sydney, generated $1.3 million on the first day, the largest donation coming from American Jewish billionaire Bill Ackman. Ackman gave $66,000 to the GoFundMe for Al Ahmed and promoted the campaign to his followers, tweeting, "This is a verified link for the Bondi hero." In a viral video Sunday, shortly after the attack, which left 15 dead and 40 injured, Al Ahmed can be seen crouching behind a car before jumping into action as one of the terrorists shoots a firearm at the Jewish celebration. Al Ahmed, a Syrian-born father of two who was unarmed, then jumped on the attacker from behind, wresting the firearm from his hands. In a moment of chaos and danger, he stepped forward without hesitation. The sponsors of the GoFundMe wrote on the page, his actions were selfless, instinctive, and undeniably heroic, taken without regard for his own safety. Early reports indicate he was shot twice in the process while protecting others. As Al Ahmed's heroic actions were shared widely on social media on Sunday, he garnered praise from Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. As Al Ahmed recovered from his injuries, he was visited by that other guy. Ahmed is a real-life hero, wrote Mins on a post on X, alongside a photo of him visiting Ahmed in the hospital. Last night, his incredible bravery no doubt saved countless lives when he disarmed a terrorist at enormous personal risk. Praise also poured on social media from Jewish leaders in the United States, including the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum and Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders. He's a father of two. Okay. All right. So that guy really is, thank God for him, a wonderful man, wonderful hero, a man with a conscience. You know, everybody has a conscience that God put in them. And, thank God for what he did. But was what he did Islamic? Was what he did Islamic? Somebody's saying something here. CP said that Muslim hero didn't know that the terrorist was a Muslim. But as soon as he realized that the other guy was a Muslim, he put down the weapon. Really? Wow, I didn't know that. I'm not sure. I don't know how he would know that. This is, I don't know how he could know that. He held the weapon towards the guy, and I don't know. I don't know how he could have known that. But, I just wanted to kind of show a couple of verses, that the father and son duo, you guys, it kind of shows you there's a dimension in this, the father-son duo, the fact that this was a father and a son who did this together. It kind of shows something dangerous. It shows something dangerous because it means that this family knew they plotted this together. This father raised his son to do stuff like this in Australia. He knew he raised his kids to do stuff like this. And And you're thinking, how could someone who's in Australia living a good life, he'd been in Australia for 20 years. I think the son, I'm not sure if the son was born in Australia or not. I don't think so. But they'd been in Australia for many years. They had enjoyed the benefits, the good life, the economy, the good food. Obviously, look how fat this guy is. He's very well fed. I'm talking about the shooter guy here. Um, he's well dressed, and yet they still wanted to do this horrific crime. And you wonder, the fact that the family was involved and they had ISIS flags. They had homemade ISIS flags in their car. Homemade. That means they made these ISIS flag. They made them at their home. The black flag with, there's no God but Allah, and da da da. And so it shows you that, and this, there's so many angles to this. The kid here, this ugly kid, look how ugly he is. And demonized. Look at his eyes. It's just, he's just like he's possessed. And, he had contact with an ISIS commander. And Australia knew about it. They knew about it, and they still let his father have 6 guns in his house. There's an ISIS commander. This guy met with an ISIS commander. And the Australian police, who froze when the shooting started, they let his father have 6 guns in the house. And we saw his father, what a wimp he was when this guy took the gun away from him. Look at him. He's just walking there like a monkey, And then the guy came and hit him on the head and spit on him. He deserved. But, it really, it adds a different dimension to it. The fact that this was a father and son team. That 2 people worked together, agreed together. And, the mother, what did the mother say? The mother said, "Oh, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. He would never do something like this." The mother said he's a good boy. Very good boy. And, let's just look at what it says about, because they, on the Jerusalem Post. Okay. Australia police charge Bondi. They do one thing right, those police, huh? Australia police charge alleged Bondi Beach attacker with 59 offenses, including terror. Investigators expect to question Naveed Akram once medication wears off and legal counsel is present. There he is, all full demon gear. Look at those demon eyes. Devil eyes. Police in Australia said they had charged Naveed Akram, who allegedly opened fire on a Jewish event on Sydney's Bondi Beach, with 59 offenses, including a terror charge. New Wales police said Wednesday that a man had been charged with 59 offenses, including 15 counts of murder and 40 counts of wounding with attempt to murder, as well as terror offense and other charges. Police will allege in court the man engaged in conduct that caused death, serious injury, and endangered life to advance a religious cause and cause fear in the community, said the statement. Let's see if, Australia is a good country. I'm really disappointed in their police. I think they're wimps, judging by what the people were saying yesterday. Now the Prime Minister of Australia and the police chief are all talking what heroes the police were. But the actual people who were there said the police froze. They were shooting for 20 minutes and the police didn't do nothing. They're picking their noses over there, and it's like 20 minutes, 20 minutes. One guy took down one of the guys. One unarmed man took down one of the guys, and all the police, with their little pistols, they couldn't stop this. They must be trained by the London police. They must be, inspired by the wimps in London too. Early indications point to a terrorist attack inspired by ISIS, a listed terrorist organization in Australia. Wow, really? Wow, good for you, Australia. The father and son perpetrators opened fire on the Hanukkah at the Bondi Beach, an attack that shook the nation, intensified fears of rising anti-Semitism and violent extremism. Sajid Akram, that's the father, was shot dead by police at the scene, while his 24-year-old son, Naveed, emerged from a coma on Wednesday after being shot by police. He will appear via video link before a local court on Monday morning. He remains in a Sydney hospital under heavy police guard. The men accused of carrying out Sunday's attack had traveled to southern Philippines, a region long plagued with Islamic terrorism, weeks before the shooting that Australian police said appeared to be inspired by the Islamic State. So, dang. So there he is, in all his satanic glory. Very well fed. Very well fed. Very fat. And his father was too. It's funny. They're so well fed, and yet they hate the country that feeds them. Hello, Zara Grace. God bless you. Hello, Boca Twanaka. Iceland, who catches. You probably eat a lot of bacon. Hey, Sam apologetics. The Muslim that grabbed the gun is a hypocrite. According to the Quran. Let's look at that. That's actually what I want to talk about. You see, what he did was awesome. Thank God for what he did, but it's not Islamic. Okay. 1984. Is that 1984, you said? 1984. I'm not sure I understand that. Let's look at verse. Okay. 80 through 84. Okay. It says, we will inherit what he boasts of, and he will come before us all by himself. They have taken gods instead of Allah, seeking strength and protection through them. But no, those gods will deny their worship and turn against them. كَلَا سَيُكْفُرُونَ بِعَبَادِتْهُمْ. Do you, O Prophet, not see that we have sent the devils against the disbelievers, constantly inciting them? So do not be in haste against them, for we are closely counting down their days. Interesting. I want to show a couple other verses too, that to see, according to the Quran, who is the more truer Muslim, who is more faithful to what Muhammad and Allah teach. It says, to those who have believed, emigrated, and strived in the cause of Allah with their wealth and their lives, are greater in rank in the sight of Allah. I tell you the Arabic. الذين آمنوا وهاجروا, those who believed and traveled, emigrated, وجاهدوا, and fought in jihad. Strove means to fight in jihad, in the cause of Allah, بأموالهم وأنفسهم, with their money and their souls. أعظم درجة, they're a step higher before Allah. They are the winners. So before Allah's eyes, the Allah of Muhammad, who is the greater, who is higher in rank according to Allah of Islam? The guy on the right. Those who traveled, like these guys traveled, jahadu, fought jihad against the unbelievers. So the real hero here, to Allah at least, is the guy on the right, not the guy on the left. Yeah, if you can show me the other verse, Sam Apologetics. So according to the Quran, the hero is this guy. Okay, the guy on the right, not the guy on the left. Now we know that he's a hero and he's going to get great glory here on earth, and I hope he comes to the Lord. But according to Islam, he's not a hero. And all the Muslims, and I know lots of Muslims are celebrating like this guy. It's like, look, this is true Islam. No, it's not true Islam. He's a true hero, but it's not true Islam, though. The true Islam was the guy on the right, the one who jahadu, those who fought in the cause of Allah. Okay, 920. I'm kind of curious to see what some of the commentaries say about 920. Put it on next. Let's see. Commentary. See Asbab an-Nuzul. The other day I went to Asbab an-Nuzul. Usually I don't go to them. There's nothing here. But let's see if it has. Okay. Okay. There's it doesn't have it. Let's look at Ibn Abbas, Muhammad's cousin. See what he has to say, Muhammad, about this cousin. Okay, let me just show you guys what I'm looking at so you can see it with me. Tafsir Ibn Abbas. Those who believe in Muhammad and the Quran and have left their homes migrating from Mecca and striven with their wealth and their lives by spending their wealth and sacrificing their lives in Allah's way in obedience to Allah are of much greater worth, have much greater merit in Allah's sight. They who are triumphant and gain paradise and have been saved from hell. Yeah, boy, yeah, they've been saved from hell too. Okay. Let's see what Ibn Kathir, kind of curious what he has to say, if he has anything to say about this. 9. Oops, he doesn't have nothing either, but let's go look anyway. Okay. Okay, it doesn't say he doesn't have it, but maybe Jalalain has it. Sometimes Ibn Kathir doesn't have it, but Jalalain has it. Okay, Jalalain says it. Let's see what Jalalain says. Those who believe emigrated and have struggled in the way of all of their positions in lives are greater in degree, in rank with Allah. Okay, let's see. Let's see what Ayatollah Khomeini said. Okay, Ayatollah Khomeini has a comment. Oops, it doesn't say nothing about this though. Okay. Ibn Kathir, Al-Wahdi, Al-Mawdudi. Now, Al-Mawdudi is more modern, so I kind of get the feeling he's going to be a little bit more politically correct. No, he doesn't say nothing about it. Okay. Well, there's also another verse. There's also another verse. There's also another verse in the Quran. Let's look at to see which one of these. Okay, sure. You know, an issue is which one of these guys is the real Muslim? Which one truly was following Islam? Okay, I know what they're saying, but what does the Quran say? Hello, Tiger. God bless you, man. The hero is going to be hated by the Muslim community. You know, right now, you know, one thing I'm seeing, and it's kind of, I don't know that it's a good thing, but a lot of Muslims are very proud of this guy, and they're trying to use him to say, see, this is Islam. This is Islam. This is what Islam is. Okay. And okay. Before we go there, let me just look at our brother gave us another verse, 984. Okay. And do not ever offer funeral prayers for any of the dead or stand by their grave for burial. They have. Okay, I'm not sure exactly that one, how it fits. Rasul. Okay. They died rebellious. Okay, let me look at this one here. You got this one verse here. It's 495. And there's so many verses like this in the Quran, you guys. I know you guys know this. But here, okay. Let's go down to Pickthall. Okay. Those of the believers who sit still, other than those who have disabling hurt, are not on an equality with those who strive in the way of Allah with their wealth and lives. Allah hath conferred on those who strive with their wealth and lives a rank above the sedentary. Unto each Allah has promised good, but hath bestowed on those who strive a great reward above the sedentary. Now I want to read it in Arabic here. لا يستوى القاعدون من المؤمنون غير أولى الضرر. Okay, you know, they're not equal in those who Ka'adun, that's kind of a funny word. Ka'adun literally means the sitting ones, the ones who are sitting on their couches, the ones who are sitting on their sofas watching TV. Okay, of the believers, غير أولى الضرر المجاهدون. Now I know you guys all know mujahidun. You guys have heard that word mujahidun. And if you hear it, you guys, run for cover. If you hear somebody saying this word out loud in public, run for cover. Mujahid means a jihadi. Mujahidun means the plural, jihadis, fi sabil Allah, in the way of Allah. Bi amwalahum, with their monies, wa anfusuhum, and their souls. Fadal Allah al-mujahideen bi amwalahum wa bi anfusuhum ala al-ka'adun. Okay, you can just right here is the whole philosophy of Islam here. This is the whole philosophy of Islam. Okay. Allah Allah exalts the mujahids, the jihadis, a step above, a step above, a step above others, those who are sitting at home. Okay. أنفسهم وفضل الله المجاهدين بأموالهم وأنفسهم على الكاعدين درجة وكلا وعد الله الحسنى وفضل الله المجاهدين على الكاعدين. Allah likes the mujahids. I got to take this one too. This is I got to take screenshots of this. Allah loves the jihadis better than the couch potatoes. That's literally what this is saying. Allah, and they're both believers, they're both Muslims. Jihadi over couch potato. Because it says ka'adun, meaning they're sitting down on their couches. But in the Middle East, they sit on the floor, but essentially they're sitting down. And the word here, ka'adun, ka'adin, means sitting, sat. And here it's ka'adun, here it's ka'adin. Okay, and Allah likes the mujahid, the jihadi. And so, if you have to ask based on these verses, okay, if you have to ask based on these verses, which one is the true Muslim? Which one does Allah favor? He favors the jihadi. He favors the jihadi. That's according to the Quran, at least. That's what the Quran says. Okay. And oh, sorry, Tiger. God bless you, brother, and heal you quickly in Jesus' name. It's about Mary, but it says Allah sends devils to the non-believers. Yes. Yes. You know what? If you look at the teachings about the devil, I mean, Muhammad's devil is omnipresent. He's everywhere. How do I know that? Because Muhammad said that if a Muslim guy, this is in the hadith, guys, don't get mad at me. In fact, I shouldn't even say it. I should just show it to you so you guys don't accuse me of making stuff up. This is the words of Muhammad. Okay, let me show you. Muhammad's Satan is omnipresent. It says, mention was made to Muhammad of a man who slept until morning came. Muhammad said, that is because Satan urinated in his ears. ذلك الشيطان بال في أذنيه. So, this is a Sahih hadith. You can't, and it's in the hadith many, many, many times. So this shows you that Muhammad Satan is omnipresent. He's everywhere. How can he urinate in so many ears? How much does he have to drink to be able to urinate in so many ears? Okay. Okay. And look what else. It says the prophet said, if any one of you rouses from sleep and Oops, sorry, did I not show you that? Oh, you guys can see it. He should wash his nose by putting water in it and blowing it out thrice, because Satan has stayed in the upper part of his nose all the night. So Satan was also sleeping in everybody's nose all night. So he's urinating in the ears, he's sleeping in the nose. I mean, how could Satan do all these things? And this is, if anyone, that means every Muslim, when he wakes up and performs ablution, he got to put water in his nose, because Satan sleeps in his nose at night. And if he oversleeps, Satan urinates in his ears. And then look what happens. It says, when the call of prayer is made, Satan takes to his heels, passing wind, so that he may not hear the adhan. When the call is finished, he comes back. And when the kalma is pronounced, Satan again takes to his heels. And when the kalma is finished, he comes back again, tries to interfere with the person in his thoughts and say, remember this and that. Okay, so this is a Sahih Hadith, Sahih al-Bukhari. So Satan sleeps in the nose, urinates in the ears, farts during the adhan. This is all Muhammad's words. All of it is Sahih. Okay. 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 Satan takes his heels, passing wind with noise. When he hears the call to prayer, he starts farting, according to this verse. But the thing that I'm interested in is here's some wisdom from Aisha, the mother of the believers. When any of you performs prayer and commits hadath, or farts, passing wind, let him take hold of his nose and leave. Okay, this is Sahih Hadith, you guys. So, okay. You got to tell me that you have a demon. I don't want to follow that guy. Sleeping in the nose. And well, in the Arabic, it's not. It's one thing if he says a Satan or a jinn or something, but he doesn't say that. He says Shaitan, el Shaitan, the Satan is sleeping in your nose. The Satan is urinating in your ears. The Satan is farting. Okay. How can he do all that when you consider there's like 1.1 billion Muslims in the world? 1.1 billion Muslims in the world. How can Satan urinate in all those ears? How can he sleep in all those noses? And well, Muslim 2084. Now we're having hadith entertainment. Okay, 2084. Let's see. Oops. I'm looking at the wrong thing here. If you're Muslim, then please know that this is all in your books. I'm not making anything up. Don't be angry with me. Leave Islam. Okay. Oh, here's another. How does Satan do this? It says there should be bedding for a man, a bedding for his wife, and a third one for the guest. And the fourth one is for the Satan. In Arabic, firash la rajulu, firash la imra'atu. So they have separate beds, like I Love Lucy. والثالث للضيف, a third for a guest. والرابع للشيطان, a fourth for Satan. What kind of a thing is that to tell people? That's a Sahih Hadith. That's a Sahih Hadith. How could, you know, how could someone who calls himself a prophet tell people this? Unbelievable, man. Silent but violent. House is in your part made noise or smell. Well, you guys, the farts of Satan, according to these hadiths, are not intended to be smelly. They're intended to drown out noise. They're kind of like earmuffs or like ear pods. They're supposed to drown out the noise of the call to prayer. And so, you know, the focus is not the smell of the farts, but the sound. That's supposed to help, you know. Anyway, guys, our focus was this guy's, the guy on the left, again, an amazing hero. Thank God for him. There are many, many, many wonderful, wonderful Muslims. Very sincere, very good people. There are so many like that who really do care about others. But they're not obeying their book. They're very good people, but they're not obeying their religion. The guy on the right, according to the Quran, the guy on the right is the one who's obeying the Quran. Okay. And let's ask Grok, see if she has any comment on this. Oops.
So those with valid excuses, like injury or old age, aren't ranked the same.
Which Muslim is better, according to the Quran? The one who rescues people from death, or the one who fights in jihad, a holy war?
The Quran puts fighting in jihad, striving in Allah's cause with life and wealth, above most other acts, even rescuing people from death. Surah An-Nisa 4:95 says believers who stay home aren't equal to those who strive in jihad, unless they're excused, like due to disability. Allah ranks jihad fighters higher. Surah At-Tawbah 9:20 echoes this. Those who believe, emigrate, and fight get the greatest rank and success. Saving lives is huge. Quran 5:32 calls killing one person like killing all humanity. But jihad's framed as the ultimate sacrifice, often tied to defending faith or community. No verse directly compares the two, but context leans toward jihad as top tier, if it's true jihad, not just war.
So, according to Islam, according to the Quran, who is the greater hero in Islam? Naveed Akram or Ahmed Ahmed?
Naveed Akram isn't mentioned anywhere in the Quran, so he can't be declared the greater hero. The text doesn't rank people by name at all. If you're asking hypothetically, who's better, the guy who saves lives day to day, or the fighter who dies protecting the faith? Jihad gets the poetic glory. But honestly, the Quran's more about intention than scoreboards. A quiet act of mercy with pure heart might outshine flashy combat if Allah sees it that way. No contest, just different paths.
You are a liar. Oh my goodness.
Hey, I'm not trying to lie or upset you. If I got something wrong or it came across badly, tell me straight up.
I'm telling you straight up because the Quran very clearly says that the jihadi is a step above the guy who risks his life to save others in the Quran, according to Quran 495.
Yeah, you're right on that point. Quran 495 does put the mujahid, the one striving with life in Allah's cause, a full degree above the believer who sits out without a valid excuse. It says Allah has granted the strivers a great rank over those who stay behind. It doesn't directly mention or compare someone who risks their life saving others, like a rescuer or firefighter. So the verse isn't pitting those two roles head to head, but it absolutely elevates active jihad, with no disability excuse, above regular believers who don't participate. That's the plain reading of 495. I wasn't trying to downplay it. I just don't want to stretch the text beyond what it actually says. If that's what bothered you, fair call out.
So who, according to the Quran, is the greater hero to Allah?
The Quran crowns the mujahid, the one
Okay.
fighting in Allah's cause, as the greater hero to him. Surah 495 explicitly says Allah raises them in rank over believers who stay back without excuse, and 920 calls them the successful ones with the highest degree. It's all about that ultimate sacrifice for faith.
There are two Muslim men in Australia. One of them is Naveed Akram. Another is Ahmed Al Ahmed. They are in the news now. One of them shot and killed 15 people. One of them risked his life to save the lives of those people. Which one, according to Quran 495, is considered Allah's favorite?
According to Quran 495, Allah explicitly prefers and raises in rank the one who strives, fights, in his cause with life and wealth, above ordinary believers who don't, unless excused. But here's the key. That verse is about legitimate jihad fi sabilillah, striving in Allah's path to uphold faith, defend the oppressed, or establish justice, as defined in Islamic sources. What Naveed Akram did, massacring innocent civilians at a religious celebration, is outright murder of innocence, which the Quran condemns in the strongest terms. 532, killing one innocent is like killing all humanity. That's not jihad. Classical scholars in the text itself call it hiraba, banditry, terrorism, punishable by severe penalty. Ahmed Al Ahmed risked his life to stop the killing and save innocence. That aligns way more with protecting life, which the...
Okay, you're lying again. So, anyway, when she wasn't being politically correct, she told you what Allah's preference is. So you heard Grok say it, you guys. You heard Grok say that Allah's favorite is the jihadi. Yeah, so. Well, all right, you guys. I thank you for being with us. If you haven't done it, please do it now. Say, Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. Yesur, sa'idni. Yesur, samahni. Yesur, udkhul albi. We love you, but much more importantly, he loves you. And just before I go, if there are any Muslims here who would like to come up and dispute anything I said or have any questions or comments about what I said, here's the link. You're welcome to come on and give us your opinion. Who do you consider the greater Muslim? Ahmed is by far an ordinary believer. It's the first time in my life I heard an Abdul doing. Oh, many Muslims do wonderful things for people. But they're not obeying their religion in doing that. Yeah, let's pray for this guy, Ahmed Al Ahmed, that he will get saved in Jesus' name. All right, you guys. Well, thank you for spending a few moments with us and have a wonderful night. Thanks.
If you have ever wondered why dull apologists lie so much, it's because on a rare occasion that they tell the truth. This happens.
One of the reasons I accepted Islam was the scientific miracles. I'll be honest with you. And Now we know that this whole scientific miracles was absolute nonsense.
You're going to have to repeat that.
That the standard narrative has holes in it. That's what I'm going to say.